Scotland and Ireland are true spectacles. From the green hills that stretch endlessly under the vast dramatic skies, to the lochs that mirror the beauty of the surrounding landscape. My trip to Scotland and Ireland was so much fun. But first, let me explain how a bunch of high schoolers were able to get the chance to cross the world.
Hello everyone, I'm Andrew, and today I'll be documenting my trip to Scotland and Ireland. For some context, my school has provided an opportunity for students and teachers to go on a trip, and this is that very trip. So without further ado, let's introduce everyone that's going to be coming along on this trip with me. So, there we go.
Hi, I'm Miss Manger and I'm the brains.
Hi, I'm Viviana and I'm the face.
Hi, my name is Deborah and I'm the sugar mama.
Hi, I'm Lisa. I'm the wild card.
Hi, I'm Mike and I'm the muscle.
I'm Jackson Rawls.
Hi, I'm RJ.
I'm Logan.
I'm Ryan.
Hi, I'm Tay.
Hi, I'm Andy.
Hi, I'm Cody.
I'm Izzy.
I'm Presley.
I'm Melanie.
I'm Reese.
I'm Layla.
I'm Maddie.
I'm Stella.
I'm Grant.
I'm Tate.
I'm Tylee.
Hi, I'm Reese. Fun fact, I tore my ACL 5 weeks ago.
With no time to waste, we left the airport to fly off to our first destination, Ireland.
Alright guys, we have arrived in Ireland after 10 hours. So super excited. We're gonna get on the coach right now and explore Dublin. Are you excited, Grant?
Oh, bro, I'm out of this world excited. I don't know what you're on. I'm so excited.
And with that, our tour around Ireland has officially started, with Dublin being our first destination. We began by driving around looking at the unique buildings and bridges surrounding Dublin, not to mention the Guinness billboards. After a little bit of driving, we eventually got off the bus and started heading over to our next stop.
We've started our tour at
Trinity College!
Woo! Woo! Was that good or bad? What are you doing?
Trinity College is the oldest college in Ireland, being founded in 1592. The college is still among the top 200 universities in the world. This college was quite amazing to look at. The tour guide began walking us over to this park where we went over some of the history of Ireland, which took a long time as you can imagine. Ireland's history goes back centuries. Throughout their history, there are rebellions, wars, and times of depression. Ireland only gained independence in the year 1949, and to this day, Ireland still has internal conflicts. But enough about the history, let's enjoy one of Ireland's finest cuisines.
Guys, I swear it tastes different here. Guys, I'm on a budget and I don't want to spend more money, and Dublin is expensive. So I'm having McDonald's. Don't judge me, all right? They're all haters inside. They're actually gonna spend 20 bucks on those. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my McChicken.
After I enjoyed my McChicken and seeing everyone else get scammed, we started to explore more of Dublin. I couldn't help but notice statues scattered everywhere we went. It was like nothing I've seen before, and truly showed how unique the architecture is in Ireland. But while we were exploring, we stumbled upon one of these portals along the way, which quickly captivated us to start waving at every person that passed. After we looked at that, we started heading over to our first restaurant of the trip, Sinat's Bar. The meal was pretty good, getting the approval of most people on the trip. But after we ate, we immediately started our walk back to the bus. We would eventually drive over to our first hotel of the trip and settle into where we will be sleeping for the next 2 days.
Alright guys, we're on the hallway floor right now, and we just finished up day 1/2 kind of with the airplane stuff. So I'm excited.
I'm very excited. I'm tired, but I'm excited.
We're gonna try to get some sleep here because we're all sleep deprived. I'm surviving on 3 hours of sleep right now. So we're gonna try to get some sleep, and tomorrow we got a lot of big plans. We're gonna go more in depth with Dublin, more exploring to go on, and it's gonna be really cold tomorrow, so not looking forward to that. So yeah, I'll see you guys in day 2. We're gonna start day 2. All right, I'll see you guys.
Guessing that maybe red paint is more durable.
Good morning, everyone. It is day 2 of our Ireland trip. Right now, we woke up, ate some breakfast, which was pretty good. Oh, and I ate eggs and ham and potatoes and croissant and banana.
Are you serious right now? Put the gun down.
And Chase. and Chase. And so now we are traveling back to Dublin to explore a little bit more. We're going to check out this epic museum and the St. Patrick's Cathedral. So pretty excited. See you guys there. Tylee, how'd you sleep last night?
Guys, I got probably 10.5 hours of sleep. I walked in and I went straight to the shower and took all my makeup off and just literally laid in bed. And Reese was even blow drying her hair, and I literally just like...
After a long drive back to Dublin, we finally started our bus tour. We began by seeing some of the unique buildings alongside the Dublin streets, such as famous statues and monuments of the past. We even stopped to look at Ireland's Parliament building as well. But eventually we arrived at our first stop and stepped out to further explore this amazing building.
Guys, we are entering the original St. Patrick Cathedral, right? Insane. Look at that.
If you didn't know, there's many of these in the world, and that is because the Irish people were driven out by the English and they had to splatter all over the world. I thought I was shushed.
Thank you for listening. Thank you so much.
With that being said, our tour quickly scurried to enter the first St. Patrick Cathedral to get a rundown of the history of this beautiful landmark. St. Patrick's Cathedral was founded in 1191 and has roots dating back to 450 AD. It is one of the few remaining buildings from the medieval Dublin. The cathedral was built near an ancient well that was supposedly used by St. Patrick himself. Over the centuries, the structure has undergone many repairs due to deterioration, but it still stands strong today, both as an architectural landmark and a cherished monument to the Irish people. But with that being said, there was one thing left to do before we left.
Alright guys, the holy dap up.
Are we ready? It's gonna be loud. It's gonna be loud.
Alright, ready?
The dap heard around the world.
After leaving, we began our adventure once again by taking in the amazing architecture of Dublin, only stopping to look at this massive cross that was placed in the middle of an open pasture.
We're rolling down. Are you gonna roll down? I'm rolling down. I wanna roll down. Oh shoot.
Oh my gosh. Wow. What a majestic view to like roll down to.
The view was gorgeous, but with no time to waste, we got back onto the bus and headed over to our next stop, the Epic Museum. But before we entered, we quickly ate lunch, which was super basic, and then after some time, we started our tour of the museum. The museum was basically a rundown of Irish history filled with interactive information and displays. I highly recommend the Epic Museum if you want to get a deep rundown of Ireland's complicated past and if you want to learn a few fun facts as well. We left shortly after and went straight back to the central part of Dublin. Without any hesitation, we walked straight to the famous Temple Bar. The bar was packed with people and alive with music. Everyone was dancing and having a good time, truly giving me an example of the insane party life of an Irish person. We continued this party when we arrived at the restaurant and sang happy birthday to RJ as well.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear RJ. Happy birthday to you.
After dinner, we walked back to the bus, taking in the beautiful night scenery of Dublin before going to our next stop.
All right, next up we're going to Irish dancing! Yay!
You heard that right. We were going to attempt Irish dancing, which we quickly learned was a lot harder than we thought. We all struggled with it, but it was still a lot of fun to try. The professionals were definitely laughing at us. But after the dance classes, we went back to the bus to head over to the hotel, ready to go to bed.
Alright guys, we have officially ended day 2. We're gonna go to bed now, and tomorrow we're gonna go to Belfast.
Northern Ireland, fat bus ride, you know what that means. Making out in the back of the bus. Let's go.
That's not true.
No,
I'm first. I'm first.
No,
I'm first.
No, I'm first.
No, I called it. I called dibs. Nose goes.
I'm glad this goes.
Oh, Grant goes last.
No, we're all doing it.
Yes!
Anyways, day 3 starts tomorrow.
Guys, boys on the flip.
Going to Belfast. I'll see ya. Good morning. We just woke up. We're gonna go and eat breakfast and have a 2 to 3 hour drive to Belfast. Are you excited? No.
Not at all. I don't want to sit on a bus for 3 hours.
Are you serious right now?
Oh, what are we doing?
All right, I'll see you there.
The bus ride was brutal, but we got to see a lot of Ireland's beautiful countryside. To the rivers, to the vast green hills. It was amazing. But soon enough, we arrived in Belfast, and we were guided through the city by a tour guide. The guide explained the ongoing divide in Northern Ireland, which stems from Protestants wanting to remain part of the United Kingdom, while Catholics seek reunification with Ireland. This conflict led to years of violence, only beginning to subside with the 1998 Good Friday Agreement, which helped bring peace between the two groups. However, cultural division still persists to this day. But after getting a rundown of Belfast history, we decided to stop at the Clonard Monastery. This church was super cool. The amount of details that go into these churches are insane, not to mention the amount of history each one of these churches has. I highly recommend checking this one out if you're in the area. But speaking of things to check out, the next destination I went to was super cool.
All right, guys, we have arrived at the Peace Wall. So we're gonna go and write our names on it, right, Grant?
100%. I'm gonna write my name in a heart with Grant.
The Belfast Peace Wall is a long wall that separates Catholic neighborhoods from Protestant neighborhoods. People typically sign their name on the wall to advocate for long-lasting peace.
All right, guys, I'm Andrew J. Johnston, and I'm gonna be signing the Peace Wall. Maybe I'll add a little. Signed by me.
What the frick was that?
It's gonna add $20 million to this wall.
After signing the wall, we got back onto the bus to get a better look at Belfast, driving by all the political murals and unique buildings. We eventually arrived at the heart of Belfast to look around and find somewhere to eat. Within a few minutes of walking around the beautiful city, I found the most prestigious and luxurious restaurant I could find to eat at.
Yeah, I got McDonald's again. I'm on a budget, so gosh. Nice view though, right? I'm just gonna stop.
After eating, we headed straight to our next stop, the Belfast Titanic Tour. If you were not aware, Belfast is home to where the Titanic was built and launched many years ago. The tour goes over the history of the Titanic from how it was made to the devastating crash into the iceberg. The tour shows you the many artifacts of the ship wreckage and what the interior looked like as well. It was super cool. Once we left the Titanic tour, we headed straight over to dinner, Granny Annie's, which was pretty mid to be honest. We drove from dinner all the way to our next hotel where we would be sleeping for the night.
Oh, I almost got it. Oh. Bro,
What the frick, dude?
But while everyone was getting ready for bed, Miss Menger and my fellow classmates went to explore the nightlife. While looking around, we happened to stumble upon this huge church which was nothing like we've seen this whole trip, the St. Peter's Cathedral. The cathedral was huge and was lit up by green lights in all directions. It was amazing.
We walked around the cathedral. None of the doors were open, couldn't go inside. Met some random, amazing Irish women who went and gave us a book. Now we have made it into the cemetery where all of the priests are buried. And the cemetery is very old. The church itself is 150 years old, so the cemetery dates back as far as well. Let's go see what we can find.
Edward Hutches, in memory of the beloved wife Catherine Hughes, who died January 14th, 1889, age 42 years. 1889, that's a while ago.
One of the coolest things about doing these tours and going on these trips is that you get to visit countries that have so much history, and there's so much beauty in that history. We had the privilege tonight of taking a look at St. Patrick's Cathedral, which you can see behind me. It is so beautiful, I can't even imagine what it looks like during the daytime. And attached to it, there's even more history as we look around at all of these graves from people of the past. And we wonder what their stories would have been, what their lives were like. All of it is just, there's just so much beauty in this life. We'll see you in Scotland.
All right, guys, this is day 4 And now we are heading to Scotland. So we're on the ferry right now. We're gonna drive over. We're gonna
swim over. So
I'm blurring your face
basically,
right now.
we're going on about a 3-hour ferry ride, and then when we get there, it's another 2-hour drive. It's 2.5.
So yeah, I'll see you guys.
After waiting on this long ferry ride, just like that, we finally arrived in Scotland. This place was absolutely beautiful. While driving over to our next destination, we saw so much beauty. The vast green hills that go on for miles, and the crystal blue ocean with sandy beaches. Scotland was a true spectacle. But so was our next destination we would go to, Glasgow. For the next few hours, we would explore this city. Some fun facts about Glasgow is that the movie The Batman was filmed here, which was super cool. Glasgow is known for their Victorian architecture, which makes this place very attractive to movie makers. Although exploring was cool and all, everyone was super hungry, so we quickly navigated to one of the fanciest restaurants in the city. Don't judge me. After eating, we quickly went to the subway to go to our next stop in Glasgow. The subway was pretty cool, and the seats were super comfortable too.
It really is tiring and hard to stand up right now. If only a chivalrous man would stand up and give me their seat.
Yeah, that sucks.
We started walking over to the next area, taking in the city around us, which consisted of more Victorian architecture. But after some time, we arrived.
Alright guys, we have finally arrived to the University of Glasgow. I got it? Let's freaking... Did I get it? Frick!
Andrew J. Johnston? Oh my god.
Yo,
oh my gosh.
dude.
I love your videos, dude.
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
Can we get a picture?
Say Andrew J. Johnston.
Shut the freak up. I can't do this right now. Before we go, what's a fun fact about this place, Presley?
I believe the most fun fact about this place is that everyone's favorite film, Harry Potter, the architecture is based off of this university right here.
Guys,
Did you know that?
wow. So let's go and explore the architecture.
The architecture was in fact super cool and unique, but unfortunately we had to leave early. So we quickly walked through the city, took the subway, which was super smelly, and waited in this area for a little bit till we arrived back onto the bus. While on the bus, everyone was looking at the majestic views while our tour guide went over some general history of Scotland, which I'll get into later. But for now, we finally arrived at dinner, which was called Birds and Bees. This place was okay, I guess.
Guys, I forgot to record it, but it was a strawberry shortcake.
Here's a piece of it.
While driving over to the hotel, we saw these beautiful sunsets like I've never seen before. It was super pretty to look at for sure. But once these sunsets started to fade, so was the rest of our day, because shortly after we would arrive at the hotel and get settled into our very spacious room to end off the day.
Alright guys, we just finished day 4 of our Scotland and Ireland trip. We're in Scotland, finally. It was really cool to explore Glasgow. So tomorrow we got a lot in plan. We're gonna go to Edinburgh. Pretty hyped about it. Besides the point, I'm gonna rest, get some sleep because I got 3 hours of sleep today. So we'll see you guys in Edinburgh. But,
That was the pics were about 1,000 years.
Alright guys, it's day 5 now, and we're in Scotland. Sunday, we're gonna go explore Edinburgh Castle. Pretty excited. We're gonna have a lot of free time, so we could really explore the area. So we're gonna cut straight to that, and we're gonna drive over. Whoa! Wait, no, we don't do transitions here.
Oh.
We don't do transitions.
Those are lame.
No.
We are in Edinburgh. Let's see if I can say it with a Scottish accent, right? We're in Edinburgh, and we are getting ready to do a walking tour. So we're gonna walk around and see all of these amazing buildings, hear about some history of Scotland, and then we will head over to the Edinburgh Castle.
While showing you clips from my tour of Edinburgh, I'm going to share you a brief history of this city and of Scotland as a whole that I learned during my trip so far. Scotland's history is rich and complex. Scotland was originally inhabited by Celtic tribes, which led to powerful kingdoms being formed over time. The country would later resist Roman conquest and fight fiercely with England to maintain independence, although in 1707 Scotland would ultimately join England to form the United Kingdom. Edinburgh, on the other hand, has some interesting roots as well. Edinburgh, the capital of Scotland, has housed several monarchs over the years, including King David II and Mary Queen of Scots. Edinburgh is known mainly for their stunning architecture, historic old and new towns, and some of the horrors that lay beneath, which we will get into later in this video. But now we enter Edinburgh Castle. The castle was amazing, from the buildings to the view looking over the whole city, not to mention the history that came along with this place. Now, I can't go over every little bit of history, but some interesting facts I found about this castle was that over the span of its existence, it was besieged over 20 times, it was built on a literal volcano, and it is currently a military base. So yeah, pretty cool.
Alright guys, we finished our little Edinburgh Castle tour. It was pretty nice, pretty awesome. There's a cannon here. So right now we're gonna try to get something to eat, explore a little bit more around, and then we will, what are we gonna do?
We're gonna get on a ghost tour tonight.
A ghost tour.
You heard that right, a ghost tour. But before that, we needed to eat some lunch, so we quickly sprinted down to look for a place to eat until we arrived at this pizza place and had an all-out war.
One man down, one man down. Oh shoot. Oh gosh. I don't know if I can do it. Can you do it?
Yeah, boys.
Nah, don't do it.
Yeah. Alright, fine. You've convinced me.
Oh my gosh, what the heck?
After that, we had some free time, so we spent the next 2 hours looking around and shopping until we saw this guy performing on the street.
Everybody together! 1, 2, 3! Come on, don't get out of the way. Come on, everyone, do it!
The performer was pretty funny, but you know what's also funny? Following someone you thought you could trust with directions for the last 15 minutes, only for them to lead you to the wrong restaurant. Anyways, we finally arrived at the right restaurant and had some cheesecake, which was pretty good. Afterwards, we would walk over to start our next tour.
We have officially arrived to begin our ghost tour, The Spectres of Scotland, where we get to go on an adventure through some really creepy places, hear the lore of why this is such a haunted city here in Edinburgh, and then hopefully we'll see some super creepy things, including what might be trying to get out of the crypts.
Ooh. And just like that, the tour began. Our tour guide went over some of the haunting history that comes along with Edinburgh, which includes a scary fact that the cemetery there holds over 150,000 bodies within its walls. With that fact in mind, there are tons of scary stories that come along with this place. One story she told was about these two people, William Burke and William Hare. The two were infamous murderers in the 19th century who killed 16 people and sold their bodies to Dr. Robert Knox for medical research. Instead of robbing graves like others at the time, they turned to murder. Their crimes were discovered after a suspicious death, and Burke was tried, found guilty, and hanged. Hare was granted immunity for testifying against Burke. The case shocked the public and led to the 1832 Autonomy Act, which regulated the use of bodies for medical study. Stories like these still haunt the people of Edinburgh to this day. After the tour was finished, we drove back to our hotel to finish off day 5 of our trip.
Alright guys, I forgot to do an outro. This is me doing it now. Today was pretty fun. We did a lot with the ghost store. Pretty sketchy, pretty fun. But tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. So we're gonna go celebrate, do some fun stuff, maybe a ferry ride. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I will see you guys in the morning, hopefully. Good night.
Alright guys, it is day 6 of our Scotland, Ireland trip. Right now we're gonna go pick up some cash from the gas station and chill out for a little bit, and then we're gonna get onto the bus. So let's just cut straight to that.
What day is it today?
It is, oh,
St. Patrick's Day. So I'm probably gonna get pinched a lot. And I don't own any green. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. Oh gosh.
All right, guys, we have arrived at Stirling Castle. We're gonna review outfits. Let's pan it straight to Reese. Where's your green? Let's see the green.
This green on, and then Jackson just took my glasses, but... Whoa.
Tiny little, oh, okay.
I got all the green. I got my jewelry. I have this green sweater.
Wow.
Green Ireland jacket.
Okay.
I have the green recycling club.
Oh, okay, let's see who's next.
I have green underwear. Oh, please, I don't need to show that.
Green shirt.
Double green.
Oh wow, that's insane. All right, green. Dude, the whole thing is green. Wow. Oh, green socks as well. That's insane. And you just got the greens. Oh, it's sneaky. There you go. And what's going on with you?
They're locked in.
Oh, okay. Good enough. Guys, can we get an outfit review right here? Irish, you would kiss me. Oh, dude, matching? Oh!
Team Ginger.
All right, so we're gonna enter in very soon. I'm excited.
After I got pinched by everyone for not wearing green, we finally entered the castle. The view from the castle was beautiful. You could truly see the beauty of Scotland looking abroad. But something just as beautiful as the view were these dresses we tried on.
Oh my gosh, guys.
Guys, I got the short dresses.
What the heck is that?
Hey.
Wow, okay.
Mine is not getting on all the way.
The Stirling Castle is one of the largest and most historically and architecturally important castles in Scotland. The castle sits on top of a volcanic crag and was most likely built between 1490 and the 1600s. Famous monarchs like Mary Queen of Scots were crowned here, and over its history, the castle has changed hands 8 times during the War of Independence between Scotland and England. The castle now stands as a notable landmark that represents identity and resistance. After touring Stirling Castle, we ended up walking around and exploring the graveyard below. Some of the graves date back to the 1800s, which is super interesting to see. Not to mention the huge graves that people have placed over the years. Once we finished that, we ended up exploring and looking at the epic view of the castle from below. But eventually, our exploration fell short when we found food.
I eat my dinner in the bathtub, then I go to Size Club, watching freaky people get it on. Doesn't make me.
We left shortly after and walked our way to the bus to head over to our next destination of the day, until our group got distracted by Highland cows, in which we all got out to take photos of them.
You are so cute!
And just like that, after an hour of driving and waiting, we arrived at our next journey.
What is up, guys? We're at Loch Katrine. Loch Katrine. I honestly don't know what we're doing here. I thought it was Loch Ness, to be honest with you. But we're going on a boat ride. I think it's about 45 minutes. Looking at some sights, getting some cool views, some cool pictures. With that being said, we just departed the port and off we go. I'm kind of excited, guys. Kind of excited. So excited.
All right, guys. So, honestly, I feel like I'm back home. Not really. We don't have water back home, but we do got mountains. So if you look, it's gonna be your right, my left. We got this, honestly, pretty bland mountain. Oh my gosh, guys! Look. You see that tree? That one. You see it?
Which one, bud?
That one. Right there. I'm circling it. Right there. You're done. You're done, bud.
The views were absolutely breathtaking. From the vast mountains to the murky water, it was gorgeous. Sadly, our time was cut short and we were forced to head back onto the bus to drive over to yet another pit stop. This next pit stop was pretty cool though, because it was a castle. Now, if I could tell you the name of it, I would totally tell you. But I don't. But nonetheless, it was pretty cool to see. After that, we would have to sit through another long drive through the beautiful Scotland Highlands to eventually reach the next restaurant for a much needed dinner.
We
at dinner right now.
What's your table looking like, Andrew?
Girl. Reese, and my wife Presley. We're eating chicken. Pretty exciting. I'm tired.
Good vlog.
The dinner was pretty mid, but I did learn from our waitress that Johnston means a dude schlong in Scotland, so that was pretty cool. But after that, we ate and we quickly got back onto the bus to head over to our hotel. Once we arrived, we headed inside to rest and to end day 6 on an uplifting note, until we had this bright idea instead.
Alright guys, I'm with my tour guide, Neil, and we're gonna have him read some brain rot words in his Scottish accent. So,
hey, do you want me to start from the start, or
just from the start?
Start for the end?
Yep.
Right, low taper fade, level 10 Gaiet, skibbity toilet ris, Giat. I'll say Giat this time since I said Gaiet before and I'm learning. Aura farming. What the Sigma? Nonchalant dreadhead. Negative aura. Raise your ya. Alpha male. Johnston.
That was not brain rot. What was that?
Did I do it right?
Yep. Yeah, definitely spot on with every single one. So yeah, that's the end of day 6, 7, whatever. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Boom.
Alright guys, it is day 7 of our Scotland-Ireland trip. We are going to Loch Ness, but we're gonna go on a few sightseeing stops here in a moment. A lot of this day is gonna be driving around, so we're just gonna be looking at scenic views and kind of getting to explore, but we're also gonna check out the Loch Ness Monster, so pretty hyped over that. But look at that scenic view, guys. A lot of this today.
Like I said, a lot of this day we'll be looking at scenic views. So here's a montage of all the views we saw on the way to Lake Loch Ness.
After a long bus ride, we've arrived and we're gonna go find the Loch Ness Monster.
Anything else or what?
Not really, no. What else do you have to say about the Loch Ness Monster?
Are you scared?
I'm terrified. If I see it, I'm gonna push Andrew to it to feed it.
Are you serious right now? Like
The ferry ride was super cool. We got to look at all the scenic views of the loch and learn about the long history about the Loch Ness Monster along the way, which sounds super fake, but cool nonetheless. What was also pretty cool was this castle sitting on the edge of the loch, which we would head over to explore shortly after seeing it.
Alright guys, we have left the lake and now we are going to explore
what?
The Urquhart Castle. I'm so sorry.
So we're gonna enter and explore. Pretty exciting.
The Urquhart Castle was built in the 13th century and is one of the largest castles in Scotland. The castle is now left in ruins due to government troops in 1692 blowing it up to prevent it from falling into the Jacobites' hands. The castle has played a key role in the War of Scottish Independence, frequently changing hands between Scots and the English. With over 1,000 years of history, the castle has become an iconic landmark, making it one of the most popular tourist destinations in the Highlands. Every year, people come to see this amazing castle in the Loch Ness Monster. Speaking of the Loch Ness Monster,
what is that? What?
Look. Oh my gosh, we found it.
I can't believe it.
Oh my god.
That is cool. Oh, what the heck?
Oh my gosh.
Guys, make sure to like, subscribe for more content like this.
Share.
Eaten.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wait, no, no, that's a duck.
Oh shoot.
That's... Yo, cut.
Once we finished touring the castle, we walked back over to the bus to continue our very long, excruciating, torturous,
Stop, what are you doing?
bus ride over to our next hotel. But it was hard to be mad when you had amazing sunsets like these throughout your ride. It was truly beautiful to see. What was also super beautiful to see was our hotel when we finally arrived. We quickly walked in and settled into our new rooms.
Alright guys, we have made it to the hotel after a whole day of driving on the freaking bus, 8 hours on the bus or something. We have arrived. We're gonna get settled in. We have a little buffet we're gonna go to, so we're gonna eat and then hopefully go to bed. And
although I thought our day ended there, we still had a few things left to do after we ate, and that was to explore Scotland's nightlife. For the next hour, we walked around aimlessly looking for ice cream just to be disappointed when almost everywhere was closed. But we soon found something that piqued our interest, a huge coliseum, in which we continued to walk all the way up to the top. The walk up truly made me reflect on how far we've made it on this trip so far.
alright guys, we have made it to the top of this Coliseum building, looking upon the beautiful night sky. And with that, we are ending day 7 or 8, depending on how I want to count this, but of our Scotland and Ireland trip. So we're gonna get settled in. This is just a good way to end the day, looking upon the night sky, looking about what we just accomplished. Look at that. Alright guys, it is officially day 8 or 9, deciding how I want to count this, but this is like kind of our last day in Scotland, and I don't know what to think, but we're going to try to make the most out of it. It is more of a traveling day, so we're going to travel a little bit, try to get some last sightseeing stuff. Yeah, stay along. This has been quite the journey, and to be honest, we're all kind of exhausted. We're ready to make the most out of this day, and yeah, so right now we're gonna head downstairs, eat a little bit of breakfast, and head over to the next destination. You know the drill, so we're gonna head over there right now.
For our last day of Scotland, we will be having a day full of wonder, beauty, and more scenic views. With that being said, let's begin our long road trip across Scotland.
Guys, we are sightseeing right now. This was one of the views we stopped by right here. It's Ryan, just kidding. It's the mountains. Glencoe, or what is it?
Yeah, we're at Glencoe. I don't know, it's where he was telling us the history. Something with the Jacobite Rebellion.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I was not really listening. Sorry, Neil.
The first pit stop of our road trip consisted of exploring around and overlooking the majestic view of the mountains. Not to mention, we explored a replication of what the houses looked like back then as well, which was pretty neat. Our next stop was the Three Peak Mountains, which was a true spectacle to see. It also made a really good Instagram post. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Everyone eventually got hungry, and so we stopped in a nearby town to look around for food.
Alright guys, we went on a little bus stop here. We're gonna go and get some lunch because we are all starving.
I want food.
I'm so hungry I could eat an Andrew.
Alright, let's go.
We ended up eating fish and chips, which was pretty good, not gonna lie. Definitely one of the best meals we've had on the trip. But after eating, we ended up walking around town looking at all the old buildings and churches. We also got these 2 Highland hounds for souvenirs as well. While driving, we noticed these huge horse heads peeking into the sky, and so we pulled over to check them out. We ended up finding out they were called the Kelpies, which were made by a sculptor named Andy Scott. Now the structure lies as a huge tourist attraction that is seen by thousands.
Wow, those horses, oh my gosh.
Holy crap.
How would you describe those horses over there, to be honest?
Well, you know, those horses are pretty big, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there's a certain word that really encapsulates how big they are. Does them justice. Large, no, not large. Enormous, gigantic. Ooh, I'm almost there.
Colossal.
Massive. Those horses are massive.
Well, Chase, you know what else is massive?
What?
A low taper feed.
After several hours of driving, we made it to a place we would have dinner. Edinburgh, once again. Before we had dinner though, we had some time to explore around. First, we wandered into a creepy graveyard, where broken gravestones were scattered around, and some dated all the way back to the 1800s. After that, we would walk over to a park, and sit down to enjoy the majestic view of the Edinburgh Castle from a distance. Once we finished that, we started running over to dinner, the all bar one. The food was pretty decent, and the dessert was so good that I forgot to record it. But once we finished dinner, we walked back to the bus to head to the hotel. The long bus ride really made me reflect on everything I experienced during the trip and the friends I've made along the way. It reminded me to hold on to the moments like these and cherish them, because you never truly know where tomorrow will take you. Strive to live life to the fullest and make meaningful connections, because at the end of the day, I couldn't tell you the names of every building I saw or everything I did, but I can tell you exactly how I felt being surrounded by all my friends. With that being said, we finally arrived at the hotel to end off the last day of my trip. At the very beginning of the trip, if you had asked me why I decided to visit Scotland and Ireland, I would have said it was to explore Dublin, navigate Loch Ness, and gaze upon the Highlands. Although that still stands true, my answer now runs much deeper. After spending 9 incredible days in these beautiful countries with my friends and teachers, I've come to realize the power of disconnecting from the noise of everyday life and truly living in the moment. Exploring the world's vast beauty with friends and loved ones is an experience I wish everyone could have. I feel incredibly blessed to have had the opportunity to travel and make unforgettable memories with such amazing people. A huge shout out to Neil for being an incredible tour guide and putting up with all our shenanigans. You were a true sport. Thank you, Miss Manger, for organizing this trip and being such a great teacher. I'm also incredibly grateful to EF Tours for sponsoring me on my trip and giving me the experience of a lifetime. Lastly, to everyone who came on this journey with me, you were all truly amazing, and I'm so thankful we got to share these moments together. With graduation approaching and knowing how people come and go in life, I'm just grateful I got to be a part of yours. Thank you guys for watching. Now, to answer the question why I went on this trip, it was to explore the world and to explore my heart.